Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be looking at the S.H.Figuarts Ichiraku Ramen set for the Naruto Figuarts line. And realistically you can use it with other Figuarts, it's just this is specifically Ichiraku Ramen stand, so it works better with Naruto figures. But this is the first eating set since the Goku eating set that they did a couple years back, and I feel like they've progressed in some ways and gone back in others, but we will be getting into that with this set. Now, first off, this box is massive. It is way bigger than I expected it to be, and that is because there is quite a bit of assembly required, and it doesn't even really fit properly on my setup or my rotating display, so I'm just going to pick it up and show you. And it does thankfully break down whatever this comes with on the back, which is nice. So we've got the set itself, as well as two filled ramen bowls, and the food can actually be removed from it. We've got a bunch of empty bowls, we've got glasses, salt shakers, or like general condiment shakers. We've got hands for both the 3.0 Naruto as well as the pre-time skip Naruto, and a bunch of other little accessories to really complete the scene. And if you've got any other 1/12 scale food accessories, it'll fit just fine with this set too. But taken out of the box, here's what it comes with, and it is mostly a flat packed set. So we've got all of the plastic accessories and the cloth accessories in this clamshell, and then we've got all of the foam accessories that need to be built separately. And it is an interesting choice to make it foam. It does feel pretty fragile once you put it all together, and I didn't really care for it all that much. I would have probably preferred plastic, and even then, once you build it, there are some strange things about it that sort of break the illusion of the scene, and we will be getting into that. So once you've built it all up, which doesn't actually take that long, it's just a little bit fiddly, and you just need to do it in the order that it tells you because everything sort of needs to go together in a specific way. It looks pretty good. I think that it looks better from the front than it does from the back, but even then the front has issues, like in the roof. You can see where these parts connect together, as well as the plastic piece holding them together, because they don't hold together very well. So they needed a plastic piece to hold this thing all together. And then the walls of it connect to the actual plastic shelf, and then there is a small plastic base holding those together as well. On the back, you can see on the roof just how this all comes together, and it doesn't look the best. I feel like this diorama was designed purely as set dressing for zoomed in shots, so you don't see the roof pretty much at all, or only little elements of it. And it does kind of suck seeing all of these little slots and just coloured foam just poking through it, or uncolored foam just poking through it and breaking the illusion. I would have probably preferred something a little bit more like what they did with Goku set, which is just a simple cardboard background, and you just plop it up and make sure that everything's in shot and it looks good, sets the scene just a tiny bit, but it's not really in the way. And everything else being a plastic element and being nice and easy to handle. But this ramen stand is designed to be viewed from the front and back, and you can set up poses in different ways based on how you're doing that. And there are limitations to that once it is all set up as well, and it all depends on how you shoot the photo or shoot the video. It can really make or break this figure set for you. But in general, quality's so-so. But once you start putting figures in, it does feel very good. So before we go any further, you do get two faces, one for the pre-time skip Naruto where he's eating ramen and looking nice and happy, as well as the post-time skip 3.0 Naruto doing the same. But they are two very different expressions, and it is nice. You do get separate hands for both of those figures because the hand sizes are different, and it is nice that they did that. You even get hands to cup the ramen, which is a nice touch too. And if you set it up just right, they do look very nice together. I felt like this display worked best with sort of like a orange yellow, sort of like homely light, almost like a dark street vendor, sort of like being the only light illuminating anything on the street, and I think it looks very, very nice that way. and they pair well together, even though this can't feasibly happen where pre and post time skip Naruto are eating at the same table, but it doesn't matter, they're toys or figurines. And in general, it is a little bit awkward to get them seated and have their arms at the right height for the counter and the ramen to all work together properly, but it's not too much of a hassle to break this set for me. Just something to be noted. But of course, this set works very, very well with pretty much any Naruto figure. I did find a few issues when you shoot it from the front, that it is hard to tell characters' expressions, so it does work if they've just got their back to the camera, just eating away, and you don't really see anything else. But if you try to have, say, like Kakashi talking to Naruto and them reacting to each other, it is hard with the banner in the way because it sits quite low, and you can't really achieve the promo images that they have without sort of moving it out of the way, which kind of sucks. But that's also why you can take photos from the other side of the diorama, and it is a little bit awkward to set up, but it does look good like that. But if you zoom out all the way, it doesn't look that great. But again, this is pretty much compatible with any Naruto figure, it just works very, very well. Again, you could use any sort of S.H.Figuarts you'd like, you could put Luffy or Goku in there. I just didn't. I wanted to replicate as many Naruto poses or sequences that I'd like, sequences that never happened, where Minato is having a meal with his son, and I felt that was quite nice, and I think I did an okay job at it. Or the really cool promo images that they've got on the box where Kakashi is just entering, flipping up the sign while everyone stops to greet him, and I think that is one of the really cool shots you can have with this set, and it worked quite well actually, and I like that. You do also get separate hands holding individual chopsticks, so it looks like Naruto's just like broken them in half, which is nice. And realistically, these hands can work with most Figuarts if you don't mind the scaling working just a little bit differently. So you could have different characters sitting down to eat ramen in the same way. It doesn't need to be Naruto, but it does work best with Naruto. But yeah, it's a pretty okay set. Generally, I think it's really good for photography, but I don't think it's really good for display. Whereas I think the Goku eating set and effect part sets that they've done in the past are really good for display and photography. I think that if you've got this on display and you can see all of the seams and sort of the immersion breaking elements of the diorama, it doesn't really work all that well. It also kind of sucks that some of the best displays are from behind the counter, and you lose a lot of that nice detail that the outside of the shop has. So it's a weird sort of place to be in for this set. It's not bad by any means, but I do think it is a little bit overpriced for what it is. And I do think it is overall a cool idea, and I'd like to see more displays and sets work like this. Like if you got, it would be a massive undertaking, but if you got a Going Merry to scale with the S.H.Figuarts One Piece figures, that'd be cool. That'd probably be something that needs to be made out of foam, or it's just the deck of the ship or something. But that would still be something. It'd be interesting to see what they could do. And I don't think that they should stop the idea right here. I think that there is way more to explore, but I do think that they do need to improve what sort of like quality that they're putting into this, as well as what materials they're going to use going forward. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.